Hey, everyone.
Hey, good evening. How y'all doing?
Well,
I was trying to type in the comments there.
You look cold over there.
Oh, heck, let's see. We woke up this morning. We had ice everywhere. We got a bunch of sleet last night. We're at 28 right now, wind chill of 19. And it's supposed to get down, I believe, 17 tonight with a wind chill of about 5. We're not used to that down here. So they shut down work today, possibly tomorrow. I hadn't heard back from them yet for tomorrow, and all the schools down here were shut down.
We've got 41 right now, and it's supposed to get in the 20s later this week. So colder than normal, right? But still not comparative to anybody else right now. So, hey, we just deal with it. It'll be over soon.
That, and then I just had some warmer clothes on because I come in from outside. I went out to the bees with my FLIR camera to take some pictures, but they hadn't transferred to the computer, so I was going to bring them up, but forgot to plug everything.
Looks like Robert says it's 4 degrees close to zero, negative 20 in Michigan. Joey says it's feels like 16 there with the wind chill. Right. 6 degrees at Icy Mountain. -1 for James Knoll.
Ooh. Make sure y'all keep that super cold weather up north. I don't want that down here.
Hey, Miss T, good to see you.
Hey,
I tell you what. So I'm gonna try something. I like to fall on the sword for the chat.
Uh-oh. What we got now?
So the other night we were watching about this $35,000 creamer machine, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna try something. If everything goes like it's supposed to.
You buying a new creamer?
Close. I'm going to show. You want to see what I'm going to buy? I'm going to show it to everybody right now. A slushy machine.
Okay.
So, actually, I'm buying 2.
About to say it would keep it mixed up.
They got 2 of them. So the principle behind this is to turn it on mix only with no chilling, right? Put the starter in, put honey in, and let this just mix. Constant mix. And then pump it out of the front. Fill jars out of the front, and Bob's your uncle, as they say. So
trying to think as far as the chiller in it. I wonder if you could tap into that chiller and then set it kind of like the Inkbird for our honey warmers, and you bring that temperature down to a certain degree, and then it'll kick the chiller on and off for you.
Yeah, well, I didn't look at any specifics on this particular one, but some of the temperature ranges are a little too cold for, and I don't know if there's a way to switch those up or not, but I could probably find out through the internet. But the idea is I could have 4, because I'm getting 2. I'm going to have 4. I think each chamber holds 4 gallons. So I can mix 16 gallons, 4 different batches of 4 different flavors, right? Or I could just have one making seed, pump it down, add seed back to the other 3, something like that. So trying to repurpose this. And all this was because we looked at that big $35,000 machine that basically has that same mixer in it. Of course, it's stainless, right? So this would be...
Well, as long as it's food grade, either stainless or plastic would work either way.
Yeah, so, most of us don't let it get really, really thick before we pump it into jars anyway.
Well,
so
if you let it get too thick before you put it in jars, you're not going to be able to go through any, valve or anything like that, really, unless you have a heavy gauge pump behind it.
So I found these. I was looking on Marketplace, and there's all kinds of them for sale. But these were the cheapest ones that I could find, right? So I'm going to try it. What's the worst that can happen? I got some slushy machines, and we have margaritas in the summertime, right? I mean,
slushy machine and a tax write-off. It all works.
So this is it's $125 a piece for these, and I say he because that's what the photo is. They had 2 of them, so $250. I'm getting 4 chambers that I can use. So we're gonna see. Trying to think outside the box a little bit. It may totally not work, but it's thinking outside of the box. Spend $250 or $1,800. You choose. So,
well, like you say, worst case scenario, throw some tequila in it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to lose on that. But the idea was just that this impeller, and for some reason it's not showing my mouse over there on the screen, the white impeller in there would just slow churn and mix.
Mm. Now, the only thing I would look at, like I said, the viscosity. If it gets too thick, you can go to Home Depot and buy an amp gauge that actually plugs in your wall, and then you plug an appliance into it, and it'll show how many amps, how many watts, everything you pull it. You could turn that on and get a reading just with nothing in it, and maybe turn the chiller on, just do one batch of just a plain ice slushy and see what that reading is, how many amps it's pulling. And then when you put your honey in, see if it's actually pulling more amps and watts, putting it in a bind.
And I also, let me go ahead and stop that. But I also made a happy accident the other day. At least I consider it a happy accident. I started a batch of creamed honey. I put my seed into the KitchenAid. And before I added any regular honey, I just let the creamed honey, the starter, spin in the mixer. And the blade, I think, actually was crushing crystals in there like a mortar and pestle, because I added I added probably 5 more quarts of honey to it, and it's really, really smooth. And I had the happy accident of forgetting. I started it, then I came into the office, forgot it was going, went and watched a couple TV shows in the bedroom, got back up, walked to get a drink in the kitchen, and was like, oh, it's still running. And it had been running for 3 to 4 hours, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But
extra creamy and smooth, huh?
Extra cream. I mean, it really accelerated the pace at which it was creaming, where before I would run it for maybe 20 minutes when I started, then shut it off, and then come back later and let it run 15 to 20 minutes, right? And just kept doing that. But I was able to cream that 5.5 quarts in 24 hours. And I repeated that process on a second batch, and it worked just the same way. So might be a good way to get started with that. You know, it's I don't know, but we're going to try the slushy machine, assuming that I can link up with this person and go get them tomorrow. We'll see. We're going to see. There's J3. Hey, J3. Good to see you. So yeah, it's going to, well, I mean, it's a test, right? I mean, that's all it is. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, we make slushies or we resell them, you know, or something like that. But I think it will work because all it's doing is mixing the honey in the churn there. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, appreciate Bob doing the experiments for us out of his wallet, huh?
Hey, you know, if it works,
hey,
I bet you that the market for slushy machines is going to go up.
I was about to say we might all end up with one.
Because I'm thinking about Russell Koopman, and he said, well, I don't want a big creamer. I just need a small creamer, right? So sell slushies at Nobby 25. Hey.
What you do, you get with all the vendors though and tell them, hey, look, I'm going to add a little extra tequila, and they'll be like Bob and want to spend a little more money and give away stuff.
Oh, and good day today. First swarm lure sale of 2024 going out tomorrow. So hopefully it starts up pretty soon. And that's going to Pennsylvania, and they're in snow right now. So.
Hey, Renee said everybody up north come down here and get your weather and take it back home.
Carry it back home with them.
She found a post today, something about it. It was on the Louisiana State Police Twitter page or something. And it said, in South Louisiana, if there's ice or snow or anything like that on the road, y'all don't drive. Once you learn how to drive when it's sunshine, then we'll talk about the snow and ice.
We got a joke here that if a car has a turn signal on, it's because they bought the car that way.
Yeah.
They didn't know how to shut it back off. So
that's what my dad always said. When they don't use them, he said, oh, that model didn't come with blinkers.
It's warming up here, negative 20°C. That's it. I could cream the honey and then set the slushy machine out there and sell slushies.
I seen Danae on another chat today, and she said they had a heat wave come through. They made it all the way up to 0 today.
Heck yeah. That's what's going on. So I mean, obviously, you know, with the weather, rainy and kind of cool, I haven't even broke into my colonies, right? When it warms up, I see bees flying, and that's, there you go. Well, I got 2 of them, Brian, so I can have 3 mix in batches and 1 mix in just plain or seed, right? So could be a good thing. Could be a good thing. I got to mute my Facebook here because it's dinging in the background. Apologize. But hey, Lee, if you want to, we can go ahead and drop that link. See what everybody's up to.
I'll copy that and drop it in.
Of course, I got the little heart because Lee hasn't shared the get rid of the heart link. So gotta wait.
That costs though.
There you go. That costs.
Yeah. All right, you know my number 1 hive out there that I've got 4 supers on. I'm just gonna bring it up with my phone right here, but
you got the third. It's still down low.
It got the hot spot in the bottom, but it's still got a hot spot up top all the way around the rim.
I think that's the ambient heat rising and getting trapped under the lid, right?
And that one does still have a telescoping cover with a metal trim on it.
What I find unique about that photo is they're still in the bottom box.
Yep.
They haven't really moved up. That's kind of interesting. Now that's using the FLIR, right?
Yeah, it's the FLIR.
Much better image than that piece of crap I have.
There's a good looking picture too.
Who in the heck is that? That's you? That ain't
me.
You.
Yep.
That is not you.
Yeah, got my glasses and my hat on. Toys. We got to love it.
That's funny.
DC. Well, where'd it go? It disappeared. He said he used Heart Be Gone.
Heart be gone. Well, hey, we got 90 people in here right now.
Hey,
16
we're doing
minutes.
good tonight.
Yeah, this is pretty good so far. So, hey, click the button right up there. Come join us.
Well, that and they got one other button they need to click. We got 90 people in here and we got 34 thumbs up.
Oh, yeah, you got to sting that like button. Maybe we can get Brian in here.
Hey,
Joey's out in the middle of the woods.
There's me again,
It's
Joey.
cold to be in the middle of the woods, Joey. In the mountains. They got mountains like that in Louisiana?
Yeah. About 10 hours from here.
There you go. There's the snow we've all been looking for.
How y'all doing today?
So what do you think? Let's put a, can we put a poll up? We can't do a poll, can we?
Oh.
I might be able to put a poll up.
I was about to say you'd have to do it from your YouTube side, I believe.
It's just going to be a yes or no. We're going to put, will the slushy machine work to cream?
Lost bread.
All right. We're going to start poll. There we go. Now we got Kramer.
Sorry, man. I'm having some difficulties here.
So what you been up to, Joseph?
Not too much. Trying to stay warm. I tried to call you the other day.
That doesn't surprise me. Most of the time my phone is on silent.
I left a message.
That would require me to look at my phone.
I was about to say, you leave Bob a message, you'll hear back from him a week later.
Maybe a week later. Maybe. Holy crud.
I'm trying to run through the comments.
Would it be Rawls mini storage on the 10th? It was 6 days ago. You called me.
Yeah.
It's been almost a week.
I'll call you back tomorrow. It'll be exactly 7 days.
All right.
And Brad's having more technical difficulties. They must be holding him up at the Canadian border again.
He replaced a drive in his computer and had to reinstall everything. So I think that might be part of the issue there.
And we got Tom down here, and we got Jags. How you doing today?
Green GS.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Man,
Hey everyone.
Have you been on streams all day, Jigs? I don't know if you heard me. Have you been on streams all day today, Jigs?
Oh no, not all day. Not all day. Today was a light day.
Putting in the work. What's the temperature up there where you're at? Or down there?
Oh, right now it's 38 degrees.
You're colder than me by a couple degrees.
And I'm in Georgia.
There's a good one from Russell. I wonder if you could get in there and adjust some gear and stuff in it.
I don't know. We're gonna see. I know my mixer does not. I mean, it's not. I have to do it on the lowest setting, and it still seems like it probably goes faster than a lot.
Yeah, you get it too high, it's going to be whipping it, introducing too much air into it.
Yeah, and luckily the mixer doesn't. I'm just curious. It's exactly the same thing that's in that. I mean, obviously that's a stainless steel mixer in there, but it's. I mean, that's $35,000. So
I was thinking about it when you said the ice cream, was the smoothie maker.
Yep.
Now, if I was just thinking, if you could turn that AC down on it and not use too much of the AC,
you can turn it all the way off.
Yes,
you can turn it all the way off and just use it as a mix. So that's going to be the thing. If not, I just got 2 slushy machines.
Now you got 2 margarita machines.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Party at Bob's.
That's it. We're gonna make that happen one day. Have a cookout or something out here. The problem is when it's nice out here to do it, everybody's working their bees.
I just want to say hey to everybody in the chat. I missed somebody, so sorry about that. It started spinning like a hamster wheel, and I couldn't find out who it was.
Phil,
Philippe.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, I got a customer from work that works for a railroad here. And she told me the same thing you said. Well, I'm on call, so I never know when I'm working and when I'm not working. So scheduling an appointment with her has been fun. She's like, oh, just call me, and if I'm not working that day, you can come over type thing. So interesting. Is everybody on call with the railroad or only certain people? You're muted, Phil. Somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I do know that we're going to see. We're going to find out if it's going to work.
I was about to say I would test it out in one chamber first,
Mm-hmm.
just in case it does strip a gear. You still have the other ones available to do something else with.
Yeah, we'll see how it works. I mean, when my honey, when I've made the creamed honey I've made, I don't typically let it get really, really thick before I jar it, right? And then I let it set in the jar. So as long as I don't take it all the way to where it's like too thick, it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, it mixes ice all day long. So don't know. We'll see. Have to see. But for the price, it's worth the shot, I think.
You said mixes ice all day, but ice isn't sticky.
True.
all quiet now.
We'll see. We're gonna see. Don't
I'm
know.
rusty.
Gotta have the little emoji of the person doing like this because
I lost my volume.
I wonder how long you have to let that spin as well.
yeah, that'll be a
Weird.
it'll be interesting because right now I'm just using the KitchenAid mixer. And the problem that I've had with that is that you're really limited to small batches, right? I mean, really small. It'd be different because I'll mix a batch, then I'll add the flavor, and then I'll put it in a bucket to bottle, right? And then start the whole process over again. Put the seed in, start to mix it, take seed out of there, so I have seed to start my next batch, and it just kind of works like that. But if I could make one that's just creamed honey and then basically take that seed out of that first one, and then if it works, I can have 4 going with 3 different flavors in a seed constantly. We'll see. Worst thing that can happen is I got icy machines, and so we'll see how it goes. But hey, it is thinking outside of the box a little bit to try to see if if you can do the same thing with a $500. I mean, you can buy from Vivor like a slushy machine for like $500 brand new, and you can probably find a used one. Well, obviously you can find them cheaper than that, but it's we might just re-innovate the whole slushy machine market here. All of a sudden, you won't be able to find a machine on Marketplace anywhere.
I was about to say, supply and demand on them machines are going to go up.
I just wanted to add my 2 cents on the KitchenAid mixer. I threw some honey in a KitchenAid mixer a couple of years ago, and all I ended up with was whipped honey.
Mm. Well, some people they'll put the like the whisk attachment on it, or the
I was using
like
the
the cake
paddle.
batter. I was about to say cake batter.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, the best attachment to use on your KitchenAid is actually the dough hook.
I hate that dough hook. It
That
goes
way you're not whipping it
so
too
slow.
hard. It just kind of stirs it up and folds it over.
I just been using that blade. The blade of I don't know what it's called. The flat.
We'll call it a paddle.
Yeah, it's a paddle for like mixing cake batter and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've just been using that, but literally on the slowest setting it'll go, right? And some like
It's
I believe
not slow
Brian,
enough.
his has a half speed setting on it.
Yeah, that's why I always heard use the dough hook instead, as far as for the honey.
That would make sense.
So yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. Grammy's sideways. There she goes.
I was about to say something wasn't right there.
We didn't have her V8 this morning. She was all tilted to the side for a second.
Hey there, Lisa.
Hey,
Did you get new glasses? I really like them.
I did. I did. This was actually the second pair. They couldn't get the prescription right on the progressive lenses. The other ones they said were my eyes set too high up in the glasses. I was like, okay, never heard that one before.
It's time
So
for
how's
me.
everybody doing?
I'm doing great.
Trying to stay
I'm
warm.
doing
right
real
now.
good.
It's cold. It is 29 degrees here.
We ain't used to that in the
I'll
South,
take
are we,
that
Lisa?
any day.
No, I'm so over it already. Oh my gosh.
So you saw Brad was on for a minute in Canada. He had like a T-shirt on.
Oh jeez.
You're in South
He-
Alabama and you've got layers on. Lee's got layers
And
on.
I'm inside. I just came inside though. I went outside for a minute. I had to
Joseph-
come home and wrap tarps around my bunny cage and to break the wind off of them some. And it's cold out there. My hands and my toes felt like I was getting frostbite. I would not do well in the cold.
Hey,
I was
we're-
just working out in my barn. At 13 outside. It was 36 in my barn. Plenty warm.
Ugh.
So
Ugh.
Lindsay, I'm finding in my KitchenAid mixer, the way that I did it the first time took me about 3 days. The way that I did it this last time took me 24 hours. And
Okay.
that's by accident. I found that out.
Now that's turning it on and off.
Yeah, turning it on and off, which
Okay.
everybody says you run it for 15 minutes or 20 minutes in the morning, 15, 20 minutes in the afternoon. I literally forgot about it when I started and let it run for like 3.5 hours and came back and then shut it off and went to the, every so often coming back and turning it on.
This is paying
And that worked.
peekaboo.
That worked really, really well. But yeah, the last time, both times I did it was 24 hours. And it.
So did you see my comment earlier, Bob?
I didn't.
So Deirdre and I were looking at this machine that is, it's actually a lipstick maker.
Okay.
And it looks like a small tabletop version of a creaming machine. And I was talking to somebody in Kentucky and showed it to them, and I said, do you think this will work? But it probably would, but it only has like one row of blades on it. It doesn't have blades that go up further. So, but it showed where it would work with chocolate. It's food grade because they do lipsticks and chocolate and candies and stuff in it. And it actually even looks like it has a warmer on it. And the 8-gallon unit that I was looking at is like $400. But then I got to talking to, what's his name? Kevin at Bee-Bums. I think.
Kevin
the name.
Montel at Bee-Bums.
Yeah, yeah. And he does all of his with a drill motor and a paint mixer and 5-gallon buckets.
That's what
And
Brian
he
was
had
doing.
a ton. He had a ton of it up there.
If you ask Brian,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to paraphrase what he said, was that's how he always had done it. with the buckets
Right.
and the paddles. But he said once he got a creamer, it was so much easier because he no longer had to do it several times a day per bucket, right?
Right.
Turn it on and let it go. And then basically the only time that he would put it in a bucket and mix it with the hand mixer was when he was adding his flavoring to that batch.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll see. I'm doing my Mark. I'm a Mark Miller tonight.
well, you're wearing one piece too much clothing.
I need to take my shirt off, don't I?
Well, hey, it is.
I ain't going.
I plead the fifth.
I don't want to scare anybody off.
Hey, that's one way to get your channel monetized. We've seen it on YouTube.
I'm about to say, is that monetized or demonetized?
Hang on, I'll be right back. Somebody's
A combination
messaging
of
me.
both.
Yep, I'm telling you, you need to rid yourself of that shirt. It's too warm in there. That's
I
but
was
there's-
just looking up them slush machines. I don't make enough honey for them prices.
oh yeah, it's well. Hey, I've spent way more money on equipment than I'm making honey. Unfortunately, at this point. So
Well, the message I just got was I've got a friend in Gulfport checking out some bee equipment for me that's for sale in Pass Christian. So
okay,
Hey.
if they're in Gulfport, what? There's a guy.
there's a guy. Yeah.
Right
Just
down
a little,
the road
little guy, huh?
Right down the road.
This guy's pretty big.
Yeah,
This friend in Gulfport's pretty big. Yeah.
So
Well, I
Hey,
don't know.
listen.
He's a little guy. Huh?
well, there's
Everybody down that way calls it
Deidre!
there's a place right down the road from Gulfport,
Mhm.
between Alabama and Biloxi, that area, and they sell newbie equipment about as cheap as anywhere I've ever seen it online. So, like boxes for $13 that are wax dip.
Mhm.
All these boxes that I've got, I think, are $12 a piece. Frames and foundation are like $2.50 a piece. With frames and foundation, $2.50 each. So,
Yeah. Well, this guy had a bunch of used beekeeping stuff. I mean, he's got a solar wax melter, several boxes. He's got like I'm not really interested in the extractor. It's a 2-frame hand crank, a bunch of frames and foundation. He's even got like 3 or 4 bee jackets. I sent it to Randy and he looked at it. He said it looked like a really good deal. He's heard the name before, so he's going to check on it for me and see if it's a real posting, because the guy's not getting up with me. I mean, I sent him a message and he said, sorry, cash only. Because I said, well, I'll send you money in PayPal right now and come down, not this weekend, but the following weekend and pick it up. And all he sent me a message back was, sorry, cash only. I'm like, okay, that's what PayPal is, but okay.
yeah, but PayPal does do they do
transaction fee.
Well, they do a transaction fee now, but
They do
if you have a PayPal account on like a business or whatever, and you don't have all your information put in for your tax stuff, they're starting to hold a minimum
Yeah.
of 24% withholding fee
True.
until
True
all that's set.
But I told him, I said, look, Randy even volunteered to go check it out for me. And he said, I'm not afraid to walk away from a bad deal. So, like, whatever.
Well, if you trust that guy, Randy, no, just kidding.
Randy's a good guy. He's wholesome.
I have to see if I can.
At least Elizabeth is.
Let me see if I can find the
Hey,
link.
Bob, that company
Let me
you was
check.
talking about,
It's
they
Royal
say they
Bee.
have wax dip boxes. Has anybody ever found out if they're just dipping them or they cooking them?
Well, when I talked to the guy, he said they cook them. So,
Okay.
I mean, they sell
might have
nukes
to
and
look
everything.
into it.
Let me see. And they've got like 4 different locations. One's in, where the heck is it? Let me see if I can find it on this other thing here. Honeybee classifieds. I'm pretty sure it shows up in there. They're called Royal Bee.
Yeah, Chad's saying he bought some boxes from Royal Bee there in Florida, and they were pretty good.
Yeah, and that's the ones that I've gotten. They get them. I'm sure they come from China like everywhere else, but they're in Tampa, they're in Virginia, they're in Mississippi, and I'm sure they're somewhere else.
Aren't they opening one up by you there, Bob?
Yeah, maybe this guy. I might just go buy a bunch of it. Let's see, here it is. Plant City.
Hey, look, the rooster's at the house.
Ah, there he is.
Vietnam.
The Vietnamese guy in Hurley. Probably he doesn't speak enough English.
So he's in Plant City, Florida, Tampa, Florida, Moss Point, Mississippi, and I know they've got a spot in Virginia because Mark Andrews went to go see him up there. Let's see.
Tell you one thing, if y'all ever following Randy, y'all better be ready to drive. Even pulling a trailer, he's hauling butt.
I'm trying to see.
He don't even know that thing's on there.
Yappy was getting on to us because I was expecting Yappy to catch up with us. And he was like, dang, y'all are still way ahead of me. He says, what is your husband driving? I said, my little Honda Civic or Honda Accord. He said, what speed limit? I said, he's got the cruise control set on 80.
80 wouldn't have kept up with Randy.
Oh.
Renee and them pick on me because anytime I drive, they call me Pawpaw.
Pawpaw, are you a slowpoke?
About 72 and I hit cruise. I don't get in a rush.
No, Kevin's always had a lead foot though. He used to race, drag race.
Hey, Randy, send me that picture to my phone. Randy, if you can, send that picture to my phone. I can bring it up on screen here.
So this is one of the last boxes, the fronts that I got. Obviously, there's a little bit of a knot there, and I laser etched it. But I mean, it's just like any other box, I guess. So,
Randy, is that like a blackmail picture of Lee?
Nah, if it's the one I'm thinking about, I thought it was pretty funny.
What's a box without a knot in it, Bob?
What's that?
What is a box without a knot in it?
Help on his iPad and holding it up to the window.
What is
was driving?
What do they call that? Select grade or premium grade without a knot in it? I mean, it's a $12 box. I mean, it's half price of everything else. So,
yeah, I know a fella that ordered some one time, and when he got them all, he said they didn't have a knot in them. None of the boxes had knots in them. They all had already fell out.
Oh, really?
And that's that place in Hurley you're talking about?
This one is in Moss Point, Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
So it's really between Biloxi and the Alabama line there.
Mm-hmm.
That's not very far from me. I could be there in a little bit.
And, you know, they've got frames and foundation and boxes and tops and bottoms. And, you know, at some point, a box is a box. And not to disparage like Premier, but this box and a Premier box, basically the only difference is the handle's upside down. You know, so, I mean, to me, you know, I don't know about the Propola. I guess it's just rough on the inside or something, but
Yeah, from what I heard, some people said about the thickness of a dime or a quarter is what the inside of the propolis boxes are kind of into. That way they can fill them in with propolis.
That was kind of an interesting, very interesting box.
Yeah. They said it wasn't just like a regular rough cut board. They actually
No.
like cut into the board deeper.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. It reminded me of if you ever look at how termites tunnel into wood with the striations in the wood when they tunnel in there.
Mhm.
That's kind of what it reminded me, just not as deep.
To me, it looks
They
like
wouldn't-
they took a sandblaster and just kind of did a quick once over on one side,
Yeah.
so to rough it up.
Yep.
That's not a bad idea.
Interesting concept, though. Definitely makes sense.
But to us, I would imagine the inside of a box to a bee is much rougher than it feels to our human hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just my first thought on it. Obviously they can grab onto it and walk on it, and we can't put our hands on it and walk up it right there, right? So I imagine it's quite a bit rougher to them. Hey, we got somebody else new here, JW from Soapstone.
Yeah, that's just Mr. J.W. Irwin.
Hey, Mr. JW.
How you doing today?
JW.
He was up there at Nobby with us.
Y'all keep rubbing that in. Wait till next year.
He got him a new
great time.
I think everybody but Bob was there.
Man, I tell you
Just
what, and
about.
it was killing me. I wanted to be there, so every day it was like I can still be there. I can be there by this time tonight. And
It was
from what I
a
heard,
lot
they
of
was
fun.
still,
You were missed, Bob.
from what I heard, they were still selling tickets at the door. People just
They
walking
did.
up, coming in.
I saw
They quit, though.
I saw somebody had my name tag on, or had my name on a name tag.
Yeah, Robert Walker.
Robert Walker.
I don't know how many they sold at the door, but it didn't take them long, and they were sold out.
It's
Lee, did you notice that Robert Walker wasn't saying very much?
Yeah, there's a big difference between the two Robert Walkers. Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like the other.
definitely wasn't the same person.
that's what happens.
Definitely not.
In the show, though, you gotta. If I sat back here, matter of fact, I'm gonna do that one time as an experiment. I'm just gonna sit back and not really say anything on our stream and just see how much dead time we have, and I'm gonna have like a stopwatch, split count.
There was a stream not long ago, and you sat back and you listened for a long time. I was like, I should have timed it to see how long you didn't say anything.
Yeah, because Charlie was probably talking.
I want to say it was Charlie.
Charlie's reminding me of the Thanksgiving Day. Very much.
Echo.
Yeah. Nope.
Got an echo on.
You too.
Yeah, the echo's on Morgan.
Nice.
I thought I turned it off.
Well,
Good deal.
Yeah, it's still got a little echo.
now it's not. See?
Yeah, I
All
had to mute him for just a second to make sure that's what it was. You got YouTube open somewhere there, Morgan?
Well, see,
Yeah,
I'll
still
sit
echo,
back
no
and
Morgan.
listen, and then I finally snap because I've jonesing to say something for too long. It's a Walker trait, I swear. No doubt.
Yeah,
You know, Didra's a walker too.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Didra's a walker.
That's why she said that.
Already.
So we did still have a walker in the No Life Beekeeper of group.
Yep,
All right, so
Yep.
we represented.
you were represented.
I'll challenge all of you guys to come up to Manitoba next month.
No thanks.
It's only going to be like -28. That's like
I'm not allowed to Canada for a couple years.
I'm not liking the temperature I have here right now, much less Manitoba.
Right?
it's going to be fun. I'm probably not going to spend much time outside.
Probably not.
But
From the truck to the building to the truck, and that's it.
Yep. I told Brad he's got to pull into the building and let me out, so we don't have to walk. But we're supposed to be going to Ian's place for a little while. Check that out. That'll be fun. And to Brad's place. It might be warmer by then. See, never know.
Might be above
That's the only
zero.
time. That's the only time those Canadian beekeepers have any time to visit with anybody is in the winter time anyway.
Yeah.
Busy. Too busy. So does anyone have any big plans for this year coming up? I mean, for us down here, we only got a month or so and we'll be ready to start things up, right? So expansion, fill your boxes, kind of stay the same. What's the goals?
Well, I
Actually,
built
I
a
supposed to
new
rotate
honey
time
room that
yesterday.
everybody knows about. And that I just finished it up today before I came in here. 2 stainless steel tables I built. I got from an auction site. Got dirt cheap. So I just posted the YouTube just before this stream.
I'll have to go back and check it out.
So I'm hoping to get 1,500 to 2,000 pounds of honey this year.
Joseph, did you get your hives rotated before it got cold?
No,
So
I'm going to have to wait.
First warm day, you're going to flip them around? Or are you going to wait and give
Yeah.
it a few days to see that it's kind of broke the trend?
Back when I was working, Martin Luther King Day used to be the day I did it. But I'll have to wait till it warms up a little bit because they get kind of mean when you do it in this cold.
Well, it doesn't seem to matter if it's warm or cold on my bees. They get kind of mean.
I think somehow you got some of Bruce's old genetics up there.
Could be. I don't know. They just get a little feisty.
It's hard to
good
see
night.
this picture up. Yeah, I had that. Anyway, Randy just sent me that picture. It's hard to see, but
Help.
help.
Cute.
Let's
I
see,
think I
Mark
gotta
Miller.
figure out what I gotta do.
Figured it out.
Yeah, I gotta put the headset in, or it picks it up through the
You on a laptop?
speaker.
Through the
Yeah,
speakers. See, Mark Miller just sent me a picture too, so we may have some competition for Jasper for now on also.
Oh,
Oh my goodness, a Sharpay.
Oh,
If I'm not mistaken, the name's Coco Chanel.
Coco Chanel.
I think that's what he said they named him.
That's not even the weirdest part about that picture. He has a shirt on.
Hey, you got a point. And no overalls.
And no overalls on. Would you just come
Uh-oh.
back to church?
Now he does
Something
still have the
right.
headset on.
Grafting is going to be. I'm going to make a concerted effort to graft as many queens as I can this spring. As compared to last year, I grafted about 50 queens and then stopped. I didn't graft anymore. It's going to be ongoing, hopefully, this year. Lord willing, and the bees do well in the spring where I have the resources to do that. We're gonna just graft and graft and graft and graft. So, if anybody needs down here, if they need cells or virgins, or if I have some mated queens, we'll go that way. Plus, I got 25 coming from Jose at whenever Jose's able to produce those, and we're gonna keep it going.
Well, y'all saw what Deirdre was saying in the chat. She's actually getting some hives at her house this year.
So the expansion is on the horizon.
Yep.
That's good. Is anybody making royal jelly?
Now, you're going to start doing some YouTube videos with that farce.
I know, right?
I bet it's coming. I bet it's coming.
Well, apparently, I'm going to be making regular jams and jellies this year. I don't know about royal jelly.
Yeah.
I actually got some of your Satsuma back there on the shelf, Lisa.
Randy sent me a text the other night, and he asked me if he says, "Do you sell that cherry amaretto gel?" I said, "Well, I have." He said, "I just popped the top on that." He goes, "Holy smokes, it's good."
I saw somebody. I was at the grocery store earlier, and I saw some honey. It was, I want to say it said preserves, but it had honey in it. So it was like a honey and berry preserve. I didn't buy any. I should have bought some just to try it out. But
thank you, Randy.
Yeah, when I went out there to see Lisa, and then she sent me home with a whole cardboard flat full of all different canned stuff. It was good.
Yeah, you come to my house, I get to clean out my pantry.
You got to rotate, huh?
we just
Hey,
hit
I gotta rotate it.
121 viewers.
We didn't get any Satsumas this year, though, so I'm not gonna be able to make any Satsuma bourbon.
Lisa,
So,
your mic is working exceptionally well tonight.
My mic?
Yeah, it's hot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down a little bit.
It sounds too bad to me here.
I'm still hearing a little bit of an
Actually, it's
echo
a
in the
good thing.
background.
It usually when
It's something still on Morgan's side that it's got a little echo.
Well, now my husband bought me a new headset for Christmas.
Yeah, because if I mute Morgan for a second, the echo knocks out.
said he already ate all the cherry jam.
He ate all the cherry jam? Oh.
That's why they make straws.
Hey, hey, Randy, use that chocolate cherry and put it over some vanilla ice cream.
You guys are making me fatter as I'm sitting.
Hey, Lee.
Thinking
I made shrimp etouffee over rice with some home canned green beans on the side last night.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Oh,
It was.
I've been having to watch what I eat. I'm still on my diet right now.
I watch it too, so I don't drop it on my belly.
Well, I got addicted to that ice cream up in Kentucky. The bourbon, what is it? Bourbon pecan fudge. Oh, that stuff was so good.
Randy, Sarah's becoming famous. Look at that. That's what Ricky said.
Yes, she is.
Let me see. There's so many comments in the chat. Hopefully Lee's keeping up with them better than I am.
Yeah.
I'm
They just
going
keep
through
flying
some.
by.
I'm going through some. I'm answering some. I'm pulling some up.
They're buzzing by. I know that.
I am the worst.
They flying by me right here.
Surprised Randy
Yeah,
had
do like Mr. Ed. Slow them down.
Yeah, put a time limit on them, huh?
Yeah, and then the funny thing is, I've been in Mr. Ed's live, and I wrote a comment, and then he answers something, and then he's asking you a question, but you can't respond back to his question because you got a timer.
Yeah, you got a 2-minute timer on it.
So
Well,
like,
what some of that does, it eliminates like spammers in there trying to just put stupid stuff and make shapes, so it makes them wait till they can do anything else.
They need to get me a recipe for some boudin.
I ain't never made the boudin.
Yes,
I eat it.
I haven't made it yet, but I've ate a lot of it.
in the waiting room there, Lee.
I like the crawfish boudin.
First timer. Hey,
Hey, how you doing today?
he's in Ontario.
Too cold.
Hey, how are you guys?
It's been cold here.
Yes, I am, and it's cold out here.
Where are you from originally?
Well, believe it or not, I was born and raised in Transylvania.
Dracula.
My cousin lives up there. I've got one in Roseneath and one in Coburg in Ontario.
Now, isn't James
have an echo?
Isn't James from Ontario?
No, James is from Alberta.
No, Alberta. That's right.
What you're hearing is Bob's voice coming through someone else's speakers and coming back through it.
Some reason it's still echoing on Morgan.
I got my headset in.
I can hear you good.
Just doing that.
I'm not sure because I know Ed had that problem one night and he ended up restarting his computer and everything was working then.
Well, guys, I'm going to bug out of the chat or out of the stream. I will probably stay in the chat, but y'all have a good night. It was good to see everybody.
Yeah,
Good night, Granny.
Take care.
Bye, Lisa.
Have a good night.
So how many colonies do you have up in Ontario?
Around 60 colonies or so. We're a sideline operation. I've been beekeeping since I was 6 years old.
Oh, nice.
I learned it back in Romania. There's a tradition over there, and yeah, it's our passion. And we're trying to go from making only honey and pollen into getting a little bit of royal jelly and a little bit of drone milk. I don't know if you've heard of it, like apiary nil. So using drone larvae. It's basically the equivalent of royal jelly, but used for men.
Okay.
I hadn't heard that one.
Seems like that's a lot of work. Yeah. I've seen them do it on YouTube where they're harvesting the royal jelly. It's a lot of work on that.
The only thing I'd find on the royal jelly, I mean, they're not going to put that jelly in there unless there's a larva to start with. So you're going to have to go through that royal jelly and pop that larva out too. So that's going to be fun to find every single one of them.
So it's going to be basically just the first steps of raising queens, right? You're going to have to do grafting. And then after 8 days, you gotta get all that royal jelly.
There's a good question there from Ricky. He said, that's different. What does it do for men?
Charlie's funny.
Or do we want to know?
Don't open up that bag of worms.
Depends how long and hard you rub it on.
I think this is the AM show.
Yeah.
That's one way of using it. Usually you just eat it. So if royal jelly is full of estrogen, drone milk is full of testosterone.
Okay.
I've been wanting to try to harvest bee venom. I just haven't pulled the trigger on buying the machine to do it. So maybe that's something that comes this year too.
If you have your bees in a remote location, because they get really aggressive when you do that.
You see what Randy just said?
No, I was looking at Dry Cut's comment to Ricky.
Something bothering you? Oh my gosh.
Not the one above that.
What do you want?
I had to eat some hot honey from a dirt rooster the other day.
Yeah, I heard about that.
He wouldn't eat it.
Sound like somebody may have been a little scared there, huh?
All this talks of jams and jelly got me
Mike
so
wouldn't eat
hungry.
it.
I saw cosmic bacon on the screen.
There you go.
That's funny.
Beaking after
I'm
dark.
interested to see you milk a drone, though. Just thinking about it. Hey,
Very small bucket.
Ooh, coffee's cold. I'll be right back.
You going to microwave your coffee?
Could you imagine how small those
Go get a new
milk?
cup.
The little udders?
I guess you got to use tweezers.
Yeah, the little filter.
We'll have to come up with an automatic milking system where you just hook it on the little udders.
I wonder what kind of pressure you're going to have on that.
I know, right? Without tearing them apart. Even smaller milking stool. That's true.
Yeah. So now thinking about it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
Let's see. Some fire honey.
Basically,
Did you got him to eat the hot honey?
I eat all 3 of them. He tasted one of them.
Boy, this conversation has deteriorated. It doesn't take much to send us right off the cliff around here.
Ricky started it all too.
I got some of the bee bums and it crystallized really quick. His hot honey. I need to put it in the lip. I've got so much honey. My wife actually told me to stop getting honey from people. I love it. I mean, hey, send me all the honey you want. But I mean, I've got jars like everywhere. She's like, I don't have any countertop left. I mean, I just got jars of honey, jars everywhere. Ricky started it. He's crying over there.
I'm working on Lisa's honey right now.
Charlie's still deflating.
I got 2 bottles, 2 small bottles. I'm going through one of them.
Charlie's still deflating his head from the show. Everybody getting autographs from him.
I got a virtual background on. I can't see.
Yeah, jars of honey on your table.
Yep. I got Lisa's honey right here.
I like that little jar. What is that, like a 4-ounce jar, 2-ounce jar?
Oh, you're gonna make me look at little print now? 2 ounce.
2 ounces. Well, I've got enough for my last batch of Snickers cream. It's sold, so that's
I got Snickers creamer in my coffee right now.
Dude, those Snickers, like, what's the glass coffees that you can get? Is it Starbucks? It might be Starbucks.
I think Starbucks is in glass.
So they make a Snickers, Starbucks coffee, and a Snickers, and a Twix.
Here's Lisa's jar.
It's good.
Everybody's got Lisa's honey.
They did a honey swap at the show there, J3, at the Nobby. Everybody brought honey and handed it out to each other. I'm needing to go get some more of Lee's mead because I'm out. I'm out of Lee's mead that he was sharing. So
I still got some, but I can't drink it. I can't drink it right now because, well, it's still got sugar content, not as much as regular sugar, but I'm trying to cut all that out.
Well, we don't care if you can drink it. We want it.
Yeah, we want it.
Yeah, Phil was outside of the conference hall last year with us, and we done a toast, drank a little mead together.
All right, Randy.
See you later, Randy. Oop, wrong one.
So it's, does anybody have a new piece of equipment they want to get this year? Or has just purchased? I know Phil just purchased some stuff.
Phil got quite a bit.
Yeah. Almost had to run a trailer.
Well, you got a new extractor?
That's what I'm going to.
Yeah, Joey and me got the same thing.
32 framer or?
No, just 18.
18. See, now you'd be saying, damn, I should have got the 32.
Well, I had to get something that could fit through the door.
Well, how big is it? My 30 framer.
I was about to say, do like Bob. He just cut the door out, put the extractor in, then built the door back.
Then built the door back. That's it. I was replacing the doors anyway, so it was a good time. Good time for that. Simple comb. I want to try the simple comb. I just don't want to buy a bunch of simple comb that they fill half up and then it's wasted, right? Because
I didn't like the simple comb. It ends up there by the time you close them up, they're so thin. It's not like a regular thickness of cut comb. It's
Right.
like half thickness.
I'm gonna try doing it with jars and make a box that has a bottom with holes. I can just put the jars in.
Yeah, but that's not cut comb. That would be chunk comb.
It's gonna be the whole. Just leave it in there and fill
Chunk.
it.
And if you ever go to my grocery store up the street, you'll see what happens when it sits on the shelf too long, and you got crystallized honey all around a piece of comb in a jar, and then you're done. It's wasted. You can't.
Okay.
You can't decrystallize it.
Morgan, I've seen those jars go for like $70. What you're talking about? I've seen them go for $70.
Wow.
Really?
Now, Ricky had one of his horizontal hives up there, and the 3 inner covers that are inside of it had all the holes cut in it so that you could place jars inside the entire horizontal and have them build the comb out in it.
I've seen people do it. I mean, if you're selling it quick and they're using it, it's probably not a problem. But if you set it on the shelf somewhere or leave it on your counter and it crystallizes up, you might have an issue with it.
Every year I
Will
keep
crystallize
saying I'm gonna do
faster.
that. I never do.
I do want to. I meant to do that this year, but I didn't put them in there. So maybe this year I'll get them in there. Those Saracel hangers that hold two sections of Ross round, and it's the size of a deep frame. So you just take one frame out and put it in. You get 8 Ross rounds in a frame. Let's see. There is an echo.
Yeah, it is echo.
It must be me because I'm
Seems
not
like
hearing
when
it.
Lisa left, Bob got it.
Do what?
Said seemed like when Lisa left, Bob got it.
Well, when I talk, it's coming through somebody else's speakers.
What I
Yeah,
normally
oh,
do when we
yeah.
do that, I'll click on mute on each person at the bottom one at a time and see whose feed it's
Yeah.
coming from.
I don't think it's me.
Don't think it's me.
Hilco
I'm
ended up
muted
selling
on
out of those bottlers.
What'd you say? They sold out of them?
Yeah, those $650 bottlers. They sold out of them.
Yeah.
Oh, the automatic bottling machine?
Yep.
Well, I got mine last year, and I was gonna, since I've been creaming this honey, I was thinking about trying. Everybody was wondering whether you do creamed honey, so I was thinking about trying to pump my creamed honey through that machine to see how it works.
William, is that the ones you won on our stream giveaway? That's the only ones I can remember.
I'm still waiting on Dennis to come get this bottling tank, this uncapping tank and the uncapper. Because if you haven't noticed on the website, it's gone up in price. I'm losing money storing it. He should be done with his shed by now. Because, let me see, 8 frame boxes of Ross rounds, nothing. So I don't have that inside, do I? Maybe I do. Let me go see if I got it inside.
Kind of like what we was talking about the other day when Brian and Jen was here. Bob going to get something probably out of the living room, beekeeping related. Beekeepers seem to have their equipment stacked everywhere.
I guess I'm not a real beekeeper then.
Yep.
My wife don't allow that.
You're
in the
gonna
house.
say,
I would say my wife don't like it being that much stuff around. I gotta kind of put it in the shed or put it in the back room.
Well, I went out to the
Unorganized,
storage.
too organized.
I went out to the storage the other day for something, and Renee said, "I'm going to come with you and show you something." I'm like, "Okay." So we walk out there and we walking through storage, and she's like, "Look at this here." Well, I've seen some brand new bee boxes stacked up. I'm like, "Where'd those come from?" She said, "Out of the bedroom." I'll be honest, I didn't even remember. I have a table in the corner of my room that I used to have some computer stuff on. They were all stacked underneath there and on top of that table. She said, "I got them out." I said, "Heck, I didn't even remember I had them."
Yeah, I got my kitchen's full, garage is full. I can't even get anything else in there, so I started putting stuff in the barn.
Well, I got a single wide trailer next to me from after the flood, and I pretty much ripped everything out, and that's just storage for me. And I've got a ton of mess in there.
I need to buy a whole lot more to fill up my barn. Maybe in a couple of years.
I need to buy a place I can put a barn.
Like Paul got his equipment everywhere too.
Well, I did find the Ross round piece, but I didn't find the hanger, so it's out in the honey house.
So how cool to get down there, Lee? Because I was talking to a guy in Baton Rouge. He said it was like 18 degrees.
This morning it was 21 with a wind chill of 11. Tonight we're supposed to get down to 17 with a wind chill of about 5. Right now we're at 26 and wind chill of 17.
That's cold down there for y'all.
Yeah. I mean, it was
it's not warm here, but
yeah. Oh, it was so cold yesterday at work. They went ahead and told us they sent text out across the job, said no work tomorrow, and Wednesday is up for debate. And I still hadn't heard back from them. But they shut work down, and all the schools in the area were closed today.
It was -3 yesterday. I was out unloading trailers.
So if you don't show up to work tomorrow, are you okay if they don't send you the thing?
I don't know. They hadn't said, yeah, we are working, or no, we ain't working. I mean, it's only a 23-mile drive for me to get to work, so I wouldn't mind driving over there just in case they are, but it would aggravate me at the same time if I got there and nobody else was. They'd probably hear a few words from me the next day. Because they already screwed our schedule up. Normally, we work from 6 in the morning until 4:30 in the evening. They decided this week we're going to work from 7 until 5:30 now. Go in an hour late and get off an hour late. I said, I mean, by the time I got home before, it was almost dark. Now when I leave work, it's almost dark.
They acting like time don't change.
It was, like I said, this morning I had to go try to start a truck, and it was the diesel all gelled up in it, couldn't get it to start.
Right. Phil's got a video out, 2,000 subscriber comment to win.
I was over there on his premiere earlier.
Yeah.
What are we winning?
I the other day blocked my radiator with some cardboard just so my vehicle can warm up.
See, this is clickbait. So let me show you Phil's clickbait here.
Hey, Phil, you got to tell him he should have been there for the premiere to be able to win something, huh?
Right? Yeah. I mean, especially since I'm giving away Appy tablets.
Well, see, here's the thing. You can't put someone more handsome than you on your thumbnail for your video.
I was talking about that earlier. It was like the AI thing that they're doing now, and I laughed at that. And I'm like, oh, this ought to be a clickbait, as you call it.
Clickbait. Yeah. If you want to see a handsome beekeeper, come watch this guy.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, the viewer just drops right off as soon as I come on.
I will go and watch it as soon as we're finished here. In about 45 minutes.
Giving out some
guys,
honey,
I'm gonna bow out of the
tablets.
stream team, but I'll still be in the comments watching.
Out of the what team?
This streaming.
Oh, okay. I heard what you said. I
heard what he said too.
In the wrong night. Wrong place.
I was streaming.
Have to bleep that out of there.
Yeah. And Tom's gone just like that. He said it.
There you go. Somebody.
Yeah, if you go watch my video, I'm giving out stuff for Man Lake, Hillco,
all the stuff you just bought,
Hive for Dayton.
All the stuff you just brought home from the show.
No, gift certificates and that. So
I don't know. How far am I away? I'm 200. It was an echo, Bob.
No, look at Sarah's comment on screen.
It probably when I share him. I'm 220 away from 3K, so we'll have to see how that goes.
I just busted 1,200 the other day.
And what did it for me was doing the live walkthrough there at Nabi. I think I got 54 subscribers just doing that live walkthrough.
Dang, that's good.
54 from a live walkthrough?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Wow. Well, you got me.
Yeah.
I remember y'all way back when yeah, I know.
Back when you had diapers on and
That's it. We were Muppet babies back then. Now we're just Muppets. See,
have any of y'all ever posted on the Nabi Facebook group?
I have, but by the time it gets through security over there and gets posted,
it's buried pretty quick.
Yeah, it gets
well,
pretty buried. Unless you're,
I've actually posted on somebody else's question before, and it went right through. But the other day, I posted a picture. It sat there 2 days pending, and I said, "Well, maybe something ain't right." I deleted it and reposted, and it sat there about 24 hours and got declined.
Yep, that's whoever the admin of the group is said, "Nah," and squash it.
Yeah. Then it tells you that you could actually go into it and edit it and then resubmit it, but nobody ever told me why it was declined. I messaged Cayman and asked him 2 days ago why it might have got declined, and maybe I could do something different.
That's what I was about to say. If that at least tell you why.
Yeah. I run about 4 different groups, so I know how it goes. I know how to run a Facebook group. And if I deny somebody something, I explain to them why.
Yep.
And anyway, I messaged Cayman because he's the only one out of 3 admins that I know. And he hadn't responded yet either. So I resubmitted the picture again. All it is a picture of John. Why it would get the decline, I have no idea. But they got one more chance, and I'll just get out of the group and won't even bother with it. You know, that'd be a less groups on my Facebook page I have to look at. I think it's ridiculous.
I've got.
Y'all can go tell them I said that. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, somebody will. Trust me. Somebody will.
Yeah.
How do I know?
That's exactly why I brought it up. I figured if I can't get a hold of Cayman on his messenger, maybe somebody here will tell him about it. And just let me know why. I mean, I may be doing something wrong, but I need to know why.
Yep. I've been down that road. I stopped trying in that group myself, so.
But I see people, I said that was it. I see people post on there all the time. Pictures of themselves, pictures of other people, and then, I mean, that gone. I just tell me why you declined it, and I'll be happy with that.
You might be guilty by association.
Well,
I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't know. I've gotten pictures posted in there.
Hey, Joey, Jeremy said he'll check on that for you.
All right.
It's called a click, is what Carl said. Hey, y'all said it. I didn't say it.
Jeremy the man.
It's all good. We got 103 right now. So
104 now.
That's someone that just went and registered for the free giveaway stuff on Phil's channel. They're coming back.
I actually didn't put none of the hashtags on Phil's channel because I got hunting from him and other stuff. So I figured I'd let somebody else have a chance on that.
The
That and I got to hang out with Phil and eat dinner with him a couple nights in a row up there in Nobby.
Y'all keep talking about that. That's what
I think me and Renee and
I tell you
Phil
what.
ate just about every meal together up there.
Yeah.
I eat with somebody every night, and I only went to two
on Joey's screen there.
I see that he got balloons all over him.
I don't know.
I would have been there. I actually bought a ticket this year, 2 tickets actually. So, unfortunately, Mom passed, so I had to stay home.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
you need to pick somewhere other than Cracker Barrel. Paul said
it was walking distance.
Yeah, it was right across the street. Now the last night we did eat at the hotel restaurant, and it was pretty dang good.
When Paul came here, we went to a local restaurant called the Lizard's Thicket. I think he liked it pretty well. So, hey, our echo's gone. So is Morgan.
I don't know what was wrong with this system tonight.
They say Bob's echoing, but Bob's not echoing. Somebody else was echoing Bob. That's what it was.
That's what Morgan asked. Did it take care of the echo?
It did. It did.
Some reason Ed had that problem one night, and he restarted his system, and everything come back straight.
Ed's got that problem quite often on the streams, but it is what it is.
Yeah. How far was the Cracker Barrel from the Nobby, the place where the Nobby was at?
Right out of North Gate 4.
Yeah, right outside the gate.
I never did go to it.
Me and Phil, we was at the Hilton Gardens, which is right outside of Gate 4. And Cracker Barrel was right across the small, I guess, entrance to Gate 4. All we had to do is walk across the little road, not even the main road.
Stones.
Heck, we even got Charlie to walk over there with us one night.
Yeah.
Charlie had me laughing last year because he was complaining, that's a long walk. My knees and back will start hurting. I'm like, I just literally saw you catch air on the dance floor. And you're talking about the walk is going to be something for you.
Yeah.
Tuesday night is a night that he might have a bee club meeting tonight.
Yeah. That Mexican restaurant.
That Saturday when everything was closed down. Oh, Randy McCaffrey asked me, he said, we're going to eat breakfast about in the morning pretty early. And I said, how early is early? Because I'm supposed to be getting out of here about daylight. He said, we can go about 7. They open at 7. I said, I might go with you. I ended up going to eat at the Outback with them that night. And after I ate that steak, I texted him the next morning. I said, there ain't no way I can eat breakfast this morning. So 6 o'clock, I headed back to Louisiana, man. I didn't want to eat nothing about 1 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, Bob, I was looking at that question in the comments there, too. I was about to say, we're supposed to organize our honey house.
Mine is organized. I know most everything is in there.
Yeah, look under the second stack to the right, and that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, we know where everything is. We can tell somebody right where to go where it's at.
I've got insulation all in there too, so I'm trying to put insulation up. Really haven't done much with it, but I've got extra stuff sitting around. That's.
I like Russell's comment to that question there. Organizing. Close your eyes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to cut back on high cholesterol foods, so. Places like the Cracker Barrel and my wife's kitchen, I think she figures, well, I'll just feed him some more pork chops and that should do them off.
I'll say, count down from 10 and you see the frying pan fly in and hit Bob here in a second.
Playing a video game. I'll walk through there, but it was hilarious. So she gets on me because I'm the worst at taking medicine, right? So she brings me my cholesterol medicines and she gives it to me. And then she's like, oh, well, you can't not eat something with your medicine. So then she comes back with this fried fried egg cheese sandwich, right, on buttered toast and everything. And it was awesome. It was like a ham, egg, and cheese sandwich, right? It was an awesome sandwich. But I just start laughing when she hands me this plate. And she's like, "What's wrong?" I said, "Well, here you just gave me a bunch of medicines to cut my cholesterol, and then you gave me twice as much cholesterol as I just cut from that medicine in this sandwich." You know? She got kind of upset about that. Yeah, I did look to make sure she wasn't peeking. The cat just walked in the door, though. But
then she told you be quiet and just eat it, right?
That's it. Lucky I made you anything. Just eat it. Be quiet. Okay, I'll have my heart attack later. That's fine. And the VA, every time I go in there, the VA is like, "I don't understand it. Your cholesterol numbers haven't gone down any. Next step, we have to put you on injections." I'm like, okay, it is what it is. I mean, we live in South Carolina.
Not going to cut out the good food.
I know. And I just saw somebody post, we have a shrimp and grits festival here in June. So if you want some good shrimp and grits, come on down.
Y'all gonna make me hungry.
Man, we had it all tonight. We had pork chops and gravy and stuffing with gravy and green beans. So
and beef stew.
We had that the other day. We eat good for the most part. See, this is why I talk all the time.
I'm reading comments, trying to catch up.
That's what I'm going through, trying to check everything.
The best meal my wife makes is the next one.
As long as it's not the last one.
Right. Well, that's what I'm worried about, is that whatever meal she just made me could be my last one.
Sound like somebody ain't gonna get to eat for a while. They keep it up.
You know, yeah, I need to just, I think it's probably all them MREs.
You know what drives me crazy?
What's that?
My poor little wife, she'll cook me a big old breakfast and I'll eat it. And then we go into town or something that day. She said, "What you want to eat for dinner?" I'm full of breakfast. I'm not studying what I'm going to eat at dinner. Man. I don't know what I want. I tell her, just fix it. I'll eat it, baby.
That's what you guys say. Well, we got to get past lunch first.
Right.
Yeah.
Venison, steaks, and asparagus. That sounds good, too. Man, you guys are killing it out there.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. We just need to make a country cooking channel.
I got homemade chili in the kitchen right now.
Yeah.
That's a niche market. There you go. Teach all these Yankees how to make Southern food. Sorry, no offense, Phil. You're the only Yankee represented right now.
Yeah. That's all right. I'll just be over here. I'll be drinking my pop.
Pop.
You gave it away when you said pop. Everybody knows.
In the South, it don't matter if it's a Coke, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, root beer, is a Coke.
Or a soda. We say soda here a lot.
We don't do the soda here.
Everything's Coke?
Everything's Coke.
No, when I was in New York, it was soda.
It was soda in New York?
Yeah, soda's New York. New York is soda.
Well, I did grow up north, so I guess I'm a transplant at this point.
I didn't get the word pop until I went to Chicago.
You want a Coke? What kind exactly?
Yes.
Well, here it's
what
like
always got me in New York was regular coffee.
Regular coffee?
Well, yeah, in New York, they called regular coffee with cream. To me, regular coffee would be black.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
I just never did get it right.
Or you can tell when you're not in the South when you go and
In
ask
New York,
for
regular coffee is coffee with.
you'll have iced tea and it comes with no sugar in it.
All I got to do is open my mouth. Yeah.
I can't.
When
do
I was
no
up
sugar.
there, all I had to do was open my mouth. They knew I wasn't from New York.
But like you go too far north, and it's hard to find grits up there.
What's a grit?
Yeah, what's grits?
Yeah. You know, when I was in New York, I found a place that had grits and eggs. It was a Chinese place.
American raised.
It's from South China.
Yeah. Every morning I'd order grits and eggs. Over easy.
Russell says grits suck. You're fired, Russell.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say that's the best thing. Put a little
Only
salt
if
and
you
pepper
put
and butter.
sugar in it. Only
Ooh.
if you put sugar in it, you
Mm-mm.
need to be slapped.
My old lady puts sugar in it, and I tell her, I don't know how you eat that. Salt, pepper, and a little butter.
I don't know your wife or nothing, but she need to be slapped.
She does. She from North Louisiana.
Sugar and grit.
Yeah,
Sugar.
in her grits when they put sugar in it. I said, I don't know how you do that. Salt, pepper, and some butter is all I
That's
need.
it.
I put salt, pepper, taste it, put more pepper, taste it, put more pepper.
Yep.
But
Mind
not
you-
sugar. Not sugar.
You know how you know when you got good grits when the butter is floating on top of the grits. When you got enough butter on, you have to stir it in, and that's the cholesterol issue, right? So you got to stir that butter in when it's sitting on top. I don't like eating sand. You guys haven't. See, that's the problem. I don't think they appropriately know how to make grits.
You got to make it right. And it depends on what kind of grits you buying. Are they stone ground? Are they coarse? They fine? Depending on how they're cut, is you got to cook them different ways.
And don't
or
use
different
yellow,
amount of times.
Don't use yellow grits.
Nah.
Don't
Well,
use yellow grits.
every now and then I'll do the regular yellow corn grits, but
No.
I prefer the white.
Yes.
To me, the white's a lot better.
The white grits you can cook in 15 minutes. The yellow grits, that's about an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's a long process. Now, DC said if you ate the army grits, you'd put some sugar and butter on it.
You know, to be truthful, out of 17 years, I never ate the grits in the military.
It's not the same.
You did 17 years in the military?
Nah, 15 active and 3
15?
inactive.
All right. Appreciate your service.
That's the same as me. I got 16 years between 3 services. So
you had to do it 3 times to get it right?
Yeah. Well, I was in active duty Navy. Then I went in the Naval Reserve with the Seabees. Then I got out of the Naval Reserve and went in the Army National Guard. So represented 3 times.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. As long as you get it right.
Yeah. That's it.
Now, Jags, ask Bob what Navy stands for.
Never again volunteer yourself.
That's about right.
There's all kinds of acronyms. No self-respecting Southerner ever makes an instant crit. That's from my cousin video. He also said that everybody knows that you got to soak your grits for 30 minutes, right? Isn't that what they said in that movie? It takes at least 30 minutes to cook grits.
Jeremy, there's one in there right now pending.
And one thing you know is never piss off your Southern wife when she's cooking grits, because if she throws hot grits on you, you're done. They're sticking.
They're Southern in the city style.
Yeah.
Jeremy said he just made a call for you, Joey.
Okay. Yeah, I told him there's one still sitting there pending. I don't know. Let me check. Let me find it.
And Chris is retired vet too. And so is
Right.
Dennis Lentz. There's probably more I don't know about in the chat.
Well,
I'm sure there is.
I think Joey got the hookup now. He just got his name dropped.
Yeah.
Tim and Hannah were firefighters. And I think Jared at Honey Bee Homestead was a police officer, right? I was a police officer for a while.
Yeah, it's still pending.
Navy. Yeah.
I don't know what all that is.
Marines have our own sayings for the Navy, but we'll keep it a family friend. I tried to join the Marines, but they told me both my parents were still married, so I couldn't go.
Oh. I found everybody that I tried to get in the military and I couldn't pass the physical on my back. But everybody in my family or friends that had done the military, they always have a little joke about each other in different branches.
Yeah.
You know, the first thing my dad said when I came home, my dad was a command sergeant major in the Army, right? So when I came home from Navy boot camp, he asked me, he said, do they still wash y'all's socks in vinegar? And I said, vinegar? I don't know. I said, why would they do that? He said, to keep the ants off y'all's candy asses. And that was his exact to me. So, yeah, it's kind of, I look at it like this. The services are kind of like brothers and sisters in the aspect of you can talk crap about each other, but don't let anybody else talk crap about you.
True.
Right? Yeah. So, I mean, it's funny. We were on our ship and we went to the Panama Canal. And when we came to one side of the Panama Canal, there was an Army base. So we unloaded. Everybody's been out at sea for 2 months, right? And we go into the E Club there at the Army base. Well, Army's talking crap about the Navy. And next thing you know, there's fights going on and, you know, all that stuff. And it's just another day in the service, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I talk about my brother my brother was Air Force, and I talk about him all the time. When I say I'm going to the field, I got a rucksack and I'm actually going in the woods. He said he going to the field. He go to a hotel.
The yeah, it's funny, and I'm reading some of the comments here, but the in the Navy, it didn't matter. It's like your ship was your base, right? It was your base. So if you were on a pier and there was another ship, you might as well not even been in this Navy. You were just two different bases. If you went to the club, you'd ride the same like pier bus. And if next thing somebody says something about somebody's mama and it's like a cage match inside the bus, and the next day you're coming to formation and people swole up and black eyes, it's like y'all get to work, you know. It's just another day. Let me see. Got in a fight at a Denny's in Guam at 2 a.m. Yep. It is definitely. Malcolm was a DOC, law enforcement. Okay. We like giving y'all rides everywhere.
My daughter did 4 years in the Navy. She said, I'm gone. Now my baby boy, he's in the Army now.
If I had to do it again, I mean, I loved my time in the Navy, but if I had to do it again, I would probably join the Army. Just because I'm older and wiser now. And I see my son-in-law, his promotion was much faster, right? So he's been in, he just went 5 years and he's E6 already. Right. So you're not getting that in the Navy. Not that fast.
Well, you didn't get it in the Army. This is a whole new Army now.
Yeah, I was about to say the promotions are a little bit faster on Army compared to Vietnam era.
Well, here's the difference, right? For the technology side of things is so advanced now for these guys that they know that they can get out and go to work for a government contractor doing the same job, making more money. So the only way the military can combine that or combat that rather is promote, just keep giving them money to try to keep them to stay in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did a good chow, that's for sure.
The only reason I found out promotions are faster now, when my dad passed away in 2018, we had to go to the VA office to get everything done for my mom. and they pulled his paperwork up. He was E5 sergeant, and she was saying that promotions then versus promotions now were totally different scale.
Yes.
Demotions were different back then too. They could literally, when my dad was in, when he passed away, they did one of his sergeants did a eulogy for him. I was telling a story. He was a black hat at Fort Benning. And so back then, the Navy SEALs, Rangers, everybody went to jump school, right? The Army jump school. And he was a black hat, so he was a jump instructor. So new guy came in. My dad was all hungover from the night before partying, right? Late. And they told him to go out there and basically blow up this guy that just got there, right? PT him. Well, he didn't know the guy just left buds in California. But they knew my dad had been drunk last night, right? So my dad's running this guy and running this guy and running this guy. And the only person that got blowed up was my dad that day. And you know, hung over and sweating out there trying to blow up this Navy SEAL. And at any rate, they said, now don't ever be late again. That guy just came in from buds, right? So he, they actually had ripped the stripe off, literally ripped the stripe off back in the day, right? And then gave it back to him later on. But yeah, they used to do, well, even when did you go in, Jeg?
79.
Oh, you went in before me. I went in 88. But even in 88, it was nothing. Drill sergeants and drill instructors, I mean, they would flat cuss you out, right?
Now, it was still the old Army.
Yeah.
And when I think the 90s is when they started New Army.
Yeah, that was a big surprise to me because when I got out of the regular Navy and went back into reserve and I had to go out to Port Hueneme, California, and you went to the E Club and you would see, that was the days of don't ask, don't tell, right? But you would see people, same sex, dancing on the dance floor and stuff in the E Club. In my day, if they thought that, you were gone. 24 hours off the ship. I mean, like gone. It was not tolerated at all. And there's definitely a leniency nowadays on things. So anyway, not to get off topic like that. Todd, how's California?
Well, pretty good. I thought this was a cooking show. I was going to go grab my cherry cobbler recipe and see if we could share with you guys.
we talked everything tonight, man.
I know. I heard every bit of it too.
For me, cooking is only on Thursday, Fridays, and maybe Saturday.
Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays for me. And it's 3 days of Saturday and then leftovers on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So
I got out my first time in 92, Michael, and became a cop for a short period of time in small Podunk, South Carolina, not making any money. So I had to leave that. Loved the work, hated pay. That's how it usually works, right? Either you love the pay and hate the job, or love the job and hate the pay. So
what happened to that guy that was talking about collecting drone, whatever it was? And
I think he's still in the chat.
Oh, I wanted to hear about that process, actually. You know?
So basically what you do is it's just like harvesting royal jelly, but instead of doing it from a queen cell, you would do it from a drone cell.
Oh.
So it's still quite a process, you know?
Oh. I had never heard about that, ever. So I was like, oh.
I hadn't heard of it either.
So
that's new for me.
Nobody heard anything about milking male bees. Huh?
Milking a drone.
I haven't.
Never heard.
Chris, your bees have been active the last couple of days? Mine haven't. Mine have been kind of cold. And then it started raining today, so.
We're supposed to get a lot of rain tomorrow, but it probably won't happen. Then it's going to rain on the weekend like it has been.
I think I'll be disappointed when I go see my bees. Because
Are your bees on your property or on another property?
On my backyard.
On your back, yeah, like mine. Well, mine are on my side yard.
Mine is about 2 acres out, but I don't go over there because I got a bunch of Bengay on my legs and stuff in my back, so I don't go out there recently because I had an accident on my bike, and I think I'm gonna be disappointed when I go out there. I ain't seen nothing out there, not one flying, nothing.
Do you have a lot of hive beetles down there where you're at?
Now and then.
Last year I didn't have them that bad. This year they were pretty prolific.
I think last year out of 6 hives, I doubt if I counted 50.
That's not too bad. 50 is not bad when you're counting all your colonies. I went into one colony and I mean, I could find 50 in the one, you know. I've had that happen for sure.
Now I am kind of nervous because I have seen roaches crawling around there, and that's what kind of make me upset. Seeing roaches and moths, that makes me upset around there.
I was about to say the moth would make me worried. Now the roaches, if you got hives anywhere near the woods, a lot of time when you open your hive, even in spring or summer, you'll have one run out.
I got lizards that hang around on the outside of the box. I don't know if they're just grabbing free bees or what when they're hanging out there, if they're helping keep that stuff down, you know.
Yeah, I got a bunch of pine around here.
This time of year, I have a bunch of black widows that go inside the box instead of hang outside the box. I'll pull up a frame and I'll look at it. I'll turn it over. Oh crap!
Spider.
A huge black widow the size of a silver dollar.
Oh,
yeah, they're huge. So that's the fun part. But I wear gloves this time of year just in case, because I got bit by one of those once when I was a kid, and man, that makes you sick.
I'm gonna enlarge the picture here. If you can see this dot on my face, black widow bite.
Oh, I got one of those on my leg.
I thought when the black widow bites you, I thought you usually gone.
No, it could be. It's like people that are definitely allergic to bee stings. Same thing with black widows.
Yeah,
okay.
It's just like getting a snake bite. I mean, sometimes it's like a dry bite. Sometimes it's a wet bite. It just depends how much venom they release.
I don't know. Any dead snake is a good steak, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh no, I like snakes now. I used to breed
to
breed red-tailed boas.
I was stationed at Fort Stewart, and I went to S4 to work in there. Lunchtime was everybody going over to the conference room. Somebody went out and caught a snake, and they threw it in there with a king snake, and everybody eat lunch sitting watching the snake devour the other snakes. And our major had snakes, and he would bring it. The only reason you know not to go in the major's office, if you see a duffel bag sitting on the floor, then you know not to go in his office. Because if you see the bag but you don't see a snake, there's a snake in there.
Where'd you go to basic training at?
Fort Benning.
Fort Benning? I could throw a rock and hit Fort Jackson from my house just about. Well, not exactly, but I can definitely hear the gun ranges from my house.
Fort Jackson's where I went for MEPS. That's where I am processed at.
So they took you from Georgia, sent you to South Carolina, then sent you back to Georgia.
That's too thin. Oh, excuse me, I was talking to the wife.
I don't know.
No, I was in Chicago when I went in.
Oh,
so we went to Fort Jackson and processed in and did all that stuff down there. Then came to Fort Benning.
Here you go, Jags. I'll show you my youngest one. This was back in 2011, 2012.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
He looks excited to be there too. He's like, man, you're making me do this photo.
You know what? I got a 410 sitting by the door right there. That'll be the first thing I see it.
I can't find my other ones that I had here.
Hey, Lee, I got a question. How did you get bit on the face? Were you asleep or something?
Nah, I had an old shed behind another place that I used to have, and they had spider webs everywhere. And I went in there and cleaning them out, and I can't tell you how many black widows I found in the corners, just a little nest all up. And I went to killing, and finally I felt something hit my face. But we had wasps flying around too, so I didn't know if one just barely tagged me or what. But after about a day and a half, it done swole up around my eye, half of my head back, all the way back behind my ear, and started swelling my throat. And I'm like, well, I might need to go on to the hospital. So I went, and they lanced everything open, shot it up, squeezed all kind of stuff out, cut stuff. What you got there, Joey?
If you want to get anything done, just ask Jeremy. That's backwards.
I got approved.
Yeah. Jeremy's on the ball.
Hey, Lee. I live next. It used to be a school next side me, and I came out one day. I was going to go see my chickens and everything, and I saw a snake that just started crawling up in there, and I started. Y'all need to get it. Y'all need to get in school. Y'all need to get in school. And they didn't hear me, but I'm sitting there. You better be glad they're still out. You better be glad. As soon as they blew the whistle and the kids went in, you heard a big pow.
Took care of it, huh?
I took care, then threw it in there and let the snakes, the chickens eat on it a little bit. Then I finally took it out.
Now, I bred the red-tailed boas and ball pythons.
We'll never be friends, my boy. We'll never be friends.
I'm still looking. I can't find my pictures, though.
I became that way due to the military because they was feeding a snake, and we had some young fellas in my vehicle. They would go get a snake, put it in a toolbox, and while you chilling, relaxing, everything, the toolbox start moving. I couldn't take it.
Oh man!
Yeah. And as much as I love hunting and everything, never ran into any of them.
I had one in Missouri chase us we were fishing down a bank in a creek arm and off of Table Rock Lake. And I was in the back, he was in the front, and it was his boat, and he was on his trolling motor. And I look back behind the boat, and I see the snake coming at me. I go, "Hey, what is that?" He goes, "Well, that's a cottonmouth." And that damn thing was trying to get in the boat, and I'm hitting it with my rod and flicking it. And he finally kicked that trolling motor in high, and we took off. But that thing was chasing us for a good 50 yards.
I'm not big on the poisonous ones, but as long as they're non-poisonous, I'll pick them up.
When I go fishing, I have bird shots or 410.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently 70% of the viewers think the Slushy machine will work for creaming honey out of 94 votes. So almost 70 people said it will work, and then 30% said that it will not work.
Did you see my comment I made about that?
No, I didn't see it.
I said, man, you've discovered a niche market. If you blew the lid off of it, you could have cornered the slushy machine industry, and then sold those things as creamers.
That's it. Just
now the cat's out of the bag.
Well, it might work. I did message the person, ask them what time is a good time to come get it tomorrow. I know they saw it, but they didn't respond. So we'll see.
Well, I was looking on Facebook too. There was one, and somebody was selling one. I was trying to find that while we were talking. I couldn't find it anymore.
It'll be interesting to see. We'll see how it goes. Rose hair, tarantula, and ball python, Highland Honey said.
I had the rose hairs, and then I had a guy that got me a cobalt tarantula.
Yeah, I'm good.
Around here in October, those tarantulas cross the road to get to the other side because they're trying to find females. You see them walking around the roads all the time. Like a week or two in October.
Just another reason why I'm not moving to California. I mean, we have black widows here as well, so not as much as you do, evidently.
I could smell those things. They put off a scent. The hair on the back of my neck goes straight out.
No, bro.
But you know what gets me worse is those damn brown recluse. Those things bite you, and then your skin melts.
Mm-hmm. To dissolve from the inside out.
Yeah, I'm not up for that.
Well, like you said, they talk about everything on here, and now we're talking about the snakes.
That's your favorite subject, ain't it?
Apparently now.
Well, it is beekeeping related because I've actually set my swarm lures down on the ground to do something, and when I look back down, I had a snake laying right by my swarm lure.
Oh.
It is beekeeping related.
Do I need to remark it as snake lure?
I advise everybody, if you're a beekeeper, to get a judge.
Get a judge?
Yeah, get a judge. Put it on your hip and keep going.
AI generated, huh? I'm going to have to check that out.
So Tim and Hannah asked if I have brown widows over here. I've seen a couple, but they don't have a foothold out here. Those black ones are a dime a dozen, where my bees are at.
Probably one under every hive, huh?
There's multiple ones under every hive. The worst part is the handles. So my bees are on pallets, so the handles almost on the back of each hive, they almost meet up. And so it's a perfect little dark spot for them to hang out. So when I put my hand under there, I usually take a big long stake and I rub it in there, and if there was something in there, I killed it, and then I'll grab it. But man, they're everywhere out there. I could imagine them at night, just thousands of them crawling on the ground looking for a place to go, you know.
I've got an old video, and never have put it together, of a black widow catching one of the, the little ringneck snake. They don't give about that long. I got a video of one catching them in the web.
I'll probably have a nightmare about black widows tonight since I talked about it in there. I'll wake up screaming.
I'm see if I can give Jeg's nightmare then, because I finally just found one.
Oh no! Oh gee!
Hey.
How did you get Freddie Mercury to pose in that photo?
True that. I don't worry about that.
Todd, you kind of like me. I used to go fishing all the time when my dad was still alive. He had a camp on Pearl River, and we'd go fishing and running the lines at night, and snakes would be everywhere. I mean, they'd be falling out of the limbs where you got your fishing line tied, and it don't bother you because you're seeing them. But when they would bother me is when I'd get back to the camp, laying down, try to go to sleep, and I get to thinking about, what about the ones I didn't see?
Like
that's
I said,
what I always worried about, the ones I didn't see.
I don't worry about it because of the judge.
Let's see.
And it's not like I could spray, spider, black widow spray out there because I'm on an organic farm, so I can't spray anything like that. But I don't know. We've been coexisting out there for like 6 years now, so it's not too bad.
Well, I pray over my property and tell the Lord snakes are not allowed. So if I find a snake in there, I got the right to shoot it.
Let's see. Well, hey, we're right at 10 o'clock.
Got 56 seconds, 54.
Well, that gives us 54 seconds to say thanks for coming, everyone. We appreciate you all.
Definitely.
And we're still at 90. See, this goes back to that topic. You cut it off when you got 90 people in the chat. You absolutely do.
So they're going to have to come back for the second half, huh?
They're going to have to come back.
unless I'm looking at something wrong, you don't have but 14 thumbs up on here.
Oh, you have to refresh it to see
Yeah.
it. Probably.
Well, it
it's
used to
different.
show the live thumbs up, but here lately it's like you have to click refresh every time now.
And if I click refresh, it's going to make me watch my own commercial. Oh, Halo Top ice cream. Not a bad commercial to watch.
Can I throw a little primo in there right quick?
Absolutely.
I don't know if y'all know about the Soil Family Expo that's in Savannah, Georgia.
I don't.
It's everybody, beekeepers, gardeners, you name it. It's April 5th, 6th, and 7th in Savannah, Georgia. If you look up Soil Family Expo, you can get more information.
Let me see if I can find that. The Soil Family Expo.
Jose jumped in here. He jumped in real late.
Yeah.
You know,
Jose?
Actually, in a month and a half, we've been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah, 2. For some reason, I was thinking 3.
I got to meet Jose at the expo, Bob.
Yeah, I almost didn't recognize Jose. He done lost some weight.
All right,
I got a signed cap from
See, we got Melanie Cruz in here too.
I just dropped the link for the Soil Family Expo.
Right.
So
that's a whole bunch of people coming together. Beekeepers, you name it. Everybody be there. We just have fun. Dinner that Saturday. We leave Sunday after breakfast.
How far is Savannah from where you're at?
About 45 minutes.
Oh, you could stay at home just about.
Yeah, my daughter lives in Savannah, so I stay at her house for them 3 days.
It must be raining up where Jose's at. It's not raining here.
I got a brand new granddaughter there. I could play with her the whole time.
I got a brand new grandson that's 3 months old, a little over 3 months old.
Oh, okay.
But they're stationed in Germany. They're coming back in May.
You're lost. You're lost.
They're coming back in May, so we're going to go down to Tampa and see them when they get down there.
Yeah, Jose could have come running the little rain we had yesterday until it turned to ice and sleet. Let's see if my temperature dropped. Yeah, we're down to 25 now. Supposed to get down to 17 tonight.
I think I'm the winner on that.
I feel for you.
I got 37 right now.
I'm 35.
Yeah, I think we gave somebody else nightmares too, Bob.
Thanks for the nightmares. Hey, we appreciate you coming. You never know where we're going on these chats, especially in the wintertime.
That's what we've been talking about.
Well, what we've been from bees to cryptocurrency to snakes to icy, slushy, cream honey machines.
We're going to see. I bet you if I can prove it works, there'll be people buying slushy machines because it's much cheaper than a creamer.
Like I said, depending on how thick it gets, it might at least work for one batch, huh?
Yep. Should be. I mean,
we haven't even talked about alligators yet.
I'm trying to think, have we ever been on that subject? I think we talked about some of the swamp people before on here.
Yeah, some of the swamp people we've talked about.
I had an alligator the other night.
Alligator tastes good.
Yeah. If it's cooked right. Some people cook it too long and it'll start getting tough.
And when I went down to Mississippi, I learned that Bayou Battery was an actual place, not just in Forrest Gump. It's an actual place.
Yep.
I went there.
Everything about Forrest Gump was real.
Except Forrest Gump.
I hate to mention it, but it's 50 degrees where I'm sitting right now.
Take the zero off. That's what it is here.
Let's see what my high for tomorrow is. 46. We're not used to that down here though.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, right now here it's 5 and the wind chill is -6.
Ooh.
Right now.
Lee, you said it was 25.
Yeah, I'm showing 25 on my screen. Wind chill 17.
It's 23 here. Well, that's backwards. It's 23 here. Wind chill's 14.
You're about what, 45? Well, I say 30 minutes north, but you're northeast of me, so it'll probably take about an hour to get to your place in Franklinton.
Yeah, it's about an hour.
All right, guys. Well, hey, we'll be doing this again next week. Charlie's on Friday, and Tim and Hannah's on Saturday. No, I'm sorry, Sunday.
Sunday. Ricky Rourke at Horizontal Bees is going to have another live this Thursday.
So
we'll be back on my channel next week.
Yep. So, and I'll fit in anywhere I can fit in, probably Saturday night. I've been doing a really late Saturday night stream.
I normally hear that about the time I lay down, my phone beeps.
Yeah, I've been doing it because I think that helps with, Todd. Because
I knew you were going to say that.
About to say Todd in DC.
Yeah, when we do it at 8, it's just they're just driving home from work, or
not on Saturday.
Well, not on Saturday, but
and I'm not cooking either.
And you're not cooking. But it does slide that time a little bit, so we'll see.
DC normally he would go about 8 o'clock central your time, so that would be 7 o'clock DC's time.
Usually when I go 8, it's like 5 o'clock their time.
5 out here, yeah.
And but last week I went at like 11 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Sometimes you're 10 or 11 o'clock, so it'd be about 7 or 8 for them.
Mm-hmm. See, I was doing it at 9. Like I was doing Monday nights for No Mite Mondays, and then Grayson sometime does one, sometime doesn't do some. And when I saw he posted up at 8 o'clock, I figured if I did an 8 o'clock, then that would pretty much, drive his to almost non-existent. So give him some time, right? And not hoard all the beekeepers. Try not to.
Willing to share us around a little.
Yeah, give me a night off every once in a while. But anyway, guys, we appreciate you. Maybe Lee's going to drop a thank you in there. I don't know if he's doing it tonight or if he only does that on his nights on his channel. He's got a little extra stuff for him, right?
Well, we got to make you one for yours. You hadn't made one to send me yet.
Oh, see, back in the day when we started this, Lee was setting up all that stuff. But now that he's getting pimped out to all these other channels, he don't have time for the extra stuff on this
anymore. Well, thinking about that, anybody get a chance, go check out the Kodiak Farm Bees podcast. Also, I just uploaded a new episode with Flower Street Farm Bees.
So cool. Wait, is it audio of the stream from the other day?
Pretty much, yeah. I took out some of the little space here, there, the ums and some of my stuttering. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming in again.
And go check out my video to enter in some drawings.
Yeah.
Register to win.
Go to win some stuff. And next time, make sure y'all on Phil's channel on time when he does the premiere. Is even better.
I didn't even get a notification on that, to be honest with you.
When I got it, it seemed like it had already passed. When I got the notification,
it was only like a 5-minute video, so
yeah. I was there.
Well, nobody cares if you were there.
I think I was there. I don't know.
Well, heck.
It takes a lot to run Lee's band. Well, hey, Lee, show him your setup there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the right camera on.
Did you ever find my ring password yet?
Nah, I hadn't checked on it. I'm gonna have to get on that for you.
When you get around to it, let me know what it is.
That setup is ridiculous. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, we gotta have toys.
I think he needs to upgrade myself.
He just did.
I just did the other day. I got new mics the other day and another soundboard.
He's got it bad. He did one interview with the other mics and decided I need new mics.
Yeah.
And a new soundboard. Have you played any soundboard material? Like Dirt Rooster came on, you didn't play the rooster.
I forgot.
He's got a rooster program for him.
I forgot about that.
You need to go ahead and get a soundbite clip of Charlie saying single brood chamber management for your
there's a clip.
Now, we did talk to Charlie about doing that at Nobby, that they got to do a recording so he can do a little video of him doing it.
The crickets, there you go.
I hadn't programmed all the sounds into this one yet.
See, this is why I started a goodbye 59 seconds early, because now it's been 11 minutes after.
Yeah.
All right, we'll say goodbye this time. How's that sound?
Goodbye.
I won't hold you up anymore because the wife want to see me about some stuff.
There
y'all have a good one.
Everybody have a good evening. Thank y'all.
See you later.
Good night.